Ladies and gentlemen, your life can change the moment you change your attitude. Not your job, not your circumstances, not the people around you, just your attitude. Because the world you experience is not the world outside, but the world you create inside. And if you don't take control of that inner world, life will control you. But when you master your attitude, you stop surviving and start rising. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear may shift the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you live. Attitude is one of the most powerful forces shaping our lives, yet it is something we often overlook. We spend years chasing degrees, status, wealth, even approval from people who may not stay in our lives forever. But we spend very little time understanding and cultivating the one thing that influences everything we do: our attitude. Think of attitude like a pair of glasses. If the lenses are scratched, dirty, or cracked, the world appears distorted. But if the lenses are clean and clear, the same world feels brighter, more hopeful, and full of possibility. Life doesn't always change, but the lens through which we see it can change everything. We can't control what happens around us, but we can always choose what happens within us. When life throws challenges, some people break down while others break through. The difference is not education, resources, or luck. It is mindset. A positive attitude does not mean avoiding problems or pretending everything is fine. It means facing reality with courage, steadiness, and clarity. It is the inner strength that says, I may not have all the answers, but I will not give up. I will show up again tomorrow. Attitude is not formed in a day. It grows from the small choices we make every moment. When someone criticizes you, do you react in anger or respond with understanding? When plans fail, do you blame the world or ask what you can learn? When life becomes uncertain, do you panic or trust the process? These tiny decisions shape your inner world. Just like physical muscles grow with consistent exercise, your mental and emotional muscles grow through daily practice. Sometimes people say, I'll have a better attitude when my life becomes easier. But the truth is, life becomes easier when we choose a better attitude. A complaining mindset creates more suffering than the actual problem. A grateful mindset creates more possibilities than the situation seems to offer. Gratitude is one of the simplest yet most profound attitudes. It shifts our focus from what is missing to what is present. And once our focus changes, our energy changes. When our energy changes, our decisions improve. And when our decisions improve, our life follows. Another essential aspect of attitude is how we treat others. When you carry bitterness within, everything outside feels heavy. But when you carry kindness, the journey becomes smoother for you and for those around you. A kind attitude is not a weakness, it is a form of strength. It shows that your peace is not dependent on someone else's behavior. Imagine walking through life with the confidence that no matter how others treat you, you will remain grounded, gentle, and composed. That is true freedom. Attitude also determines how far our dreams take us. Talent can open the first door, but attitude decides how many doors stay open. People naturally trust and support those who radiate positivity and stability. A good attitude is like a magnet. It attracts opportunities, relationships, and growth. Even in professional life, skills may get you a job, but attitude ensures you keep it and flourish in it. And then comes the attitude we hold toward ourselves. Many people speak kindly to others, but harshly to themselves. They forgive everyone except their own mistakes. A healthy attitude means treating yourself with the same compassion you would offer a dear friend. You are a work in progress, and progress takes time. If you stumble, stand up. If you fail, learn. If you feel lost, breathe. Life is not a race. It is a journey of becoming the best version of yourself, step by step. Remember, attitude is a choice. Every morning, you have the chance to wake up and decide what energy you will carry into the day. Will you choose frustration or patience? Doubt or trust, fear or courage? Life will test you, but your inner response will define you. When your attitude is right, even the toughest paths lead to beautiful destinations. When your attitude is wrong, even the best situations feel insufficient. Cultivate the attitude that lifts your spirit, strengthens your heart, and aligns you with your purpose. Because in the end, it is not what you face, but how you face it that shapes who you become. When we begin to understand that our attitude is the architect of our inner world, we start paying more attention to the thoughts we entertain and the emotions we nurture. The mind is like a garden. If we do not intentionally plant meaningful, uplifting, and empowering seeds, weeds of doubt, fear, jealousy, and negativity will naturally grow. A disciplined attitude is the gardener that chooses what stays and what goes. It clears the weeds before they take over, and it waters the qualities that make life beautiful: patience, resilience, hope, and gratitude. There will always be moments when negativity tries to sneak in. Someone's words may hurt you, someone's actions may confuse you, or a situation may overwhelm you. In those moments, a refined attitude acts like a shield. It protects your peace by reminding you that you do not have to absorb everything happening around you. You are allowed to pause, breathe, and observe before reacting. You are allowed to choose dignity over drama, clarity over chaos, and growth over grudges. These choices build character, and character is far more valuable than any temporary victory. A powerful attitude is not loud, it is deeply grounded. It does not need to prove itself to others. It simply reflects itself through actions. When you choose humility over arrogance, people remember your warmth more than your words. When you choose consistency over excuses, life rewards you in ways you cannot even anticipate. When you choose responsibility over blame, you take control of your destiny instead of handing it over to circumstances. Every time you rise above impulses and choose wisdom, you strengthen the foundation of your inner world. This journey of developing a strong and positive attitude also requires the courage to face parts of yourself that need improvement. It is easy to point out flaws in others, but far more meaningful to reflect on your own habits. Are you easily irritated? Do you compare yourself to others too often? Do you give up too quickly? Do you speak negatively about your dreams or possibilities? These patterns may seem small, but they silently shape your future. When you identify them and work on them with sincerity, transformation becomes inevitable. Another beautiful part of attitude is how it influences the energy you bring into relationships. People are drawn to those who radiate calmness, optimism, and authenticity. When your attitude reflects compassion, others feel safe around you. When your attitude reflects confidence without ego, others feel inspired. When your attitude reflects stability, others naturally trust you. The quality of your relationships often mirrors the quality of your attitude. And the more you grow internally, the more harmony you create externally. Life will not always be fair. There will be days when things collapse unexpectedly, when people you trust disappoint you, and when your best efforts do not yield immediate results. In such times, a strong attitude becomes your anchor. It whispers, "Stay steady, this storm will pass. You have overcome before, you will overcome again." Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" a powerful attitude asks, "What is this trying to teach me?" That simple shift moves you from victimhood to resilience. It turns setbacks into stepping stones. A refined attitude also teaches us to detach from things we cannot control. People's opinions, sudden changes, and unexpected delays will always exist. But your peace should not depend on external stability, because the world outside is unpredictable. Inner stability comes from understanding that nothing is permanent, not pain, not joy, not success, not failure. When you anchor yourself in this truth, you stop panicking over temporary challenges. You become calmer, wiser, and more patient. And patience is one of the greatest strengths any human being can possess. There is also immense power in choosing an attitude of perseverance. Many people quit right before their breakthrough, not realizing how close they are to progress. But those who persist with faith and determination eventually see doors opening where walls once stood. A committed attitude turns dreams into plans and plans into reality. It helps you wake up with purpose and sleep with satisfaction. It gives you the courage to start again when life demands it. At times, you may feel lonely on this journey of maintaining a good attitude. Not everyone will understand your calmness in chaos or your positivity in difficulty. Some may even misinterpret your silence as weakness. But remember, strength does not always roar. Sometimes it simply holds steady. Sometimes it just takes a deep breath and refuses to give negativity a home. Sometimes strength is choosing peace over proving a point. The attitude you choose shapes the stories you tell yourself. If your inner dialogue is filled with fear, you will feel limited. If it is filled with faith, you will feel unstoppable. Speak to yourself with words that lift you, not words that diminish you. Encourage yourself the way you would encourage someone you love. Your inner voice is the most influential voice in your life. Let it become your greatest supporter. As you grow in life, your attitude will be tested repeatedly, not to break you, but to build you. Every challenge is an invitation to strengthen your mindset. Every difficult person is an opportunity to practice patience. Every failure is a reminder that progress is still happening. When you embrace these tests with a constructive attitude, life transforms from a battlefield into a classroom. You stop merely surviving and start truly growing. Your attitude is your signature. It speaks before you speak. It lingers after you leave. It shapes the atmosphere around you and the future ahead of you. When you nurture an attitude of gratitude, courage, patience, and humility, you create a life that feels not only successful on the outside, but deeply fulfilling on the inside. When you begin to recognize the influence your attitude carries, you also recognize the responsibility that comes with it. Every situation you encounter becomes a chance to either elevate your consciousness or fall into old patterns. The power lies in remembering that every moment offers two choices: to react or to respond. Reaction comes from habit. Response comes from awareness. A refined attitude is built on response, measured, thoughtful, and aligned with your values. When you operate from awareness rather than impulse, life starts moving in a direction that supports your peace. There will be moments when the world around you feels heavy. Responsibilities may pile up, expectations may grow, and the pace of life may demand more than you feel prepared to give. In such moments, your attitude decides whether you feel burdened or blessed. A burdened attitude focuses on the weight. A blessed attitude focuses on the purpose. Instead of thinking, "Why do I have to do this?" it shifts to, "I am grateful I get to do this." That shift does not magically make life easier, but it makes your heart lighter. When your heart is lighter, your steps become stronger. A powerful attitude also allows you to embrace change gracefully. Life is a constant series of transitions. People come and go. Seasons start and end, and opportunities evolve. Many resist change because uncertainty feels uncomfortable. But a resilient attitude understands that change is not an enemy, it is a messenger. It brings growth, clarity, and sometimes even protection. What you may perceive as a loss could be life redirecting you towards something better. When your attitude welcomes change rather than resisting it, you experience peace even in transitions. Another essential dimension of attitude is the ability to stay centered amidst opinions. Today's world is overflowing with voices, some supportive, some critical, some confused. If your attitude relies on others' validation, your peace will always be fragile. But when your attitude is rooted in self-awareness, confidence, and purpose, external noise loses its power. You learn to listen to feedback without losing yourself. You learn to take criticism as information, not an identity. You learn that not everyone needs to understand your journey because it is not theirs to walk. Your attitude also determines the quality of decisions you make. When fear dominates your attitude, your decisions shrink. You hesitate, doubt, and play small. But when your attitude is guided by courage, your decisions expand. You trust your abilities, take responsibility for your dreams, and create opportunities instead of waiting for them. Courage doesn't mean you feel no fear. It means you choose progress despite fear. That kind of attitude paves the road for future success. A meaningful attitude also teaches you the art of letting go. Holding on to anger, disappointment, or regret only weighs your spirit down. Forgiveness is not about forgetting what happened, it is about freeing yourself from what happened. When you let go, you reclaim your energy, you create space for peace to return. A forgiving attitude does not make you weak, it makes you wise. It shows that you value your inner harmony more than holding onto emotional baggage. In cultivating a strong attitude, self-discipline becomes a close companion. Discipline is not about strict rules. It is about honoring the commitments you make to yourself. It shapes how you wake up, how you speak to others, how you manage your time, and how you pursue your goals. A disciplined attitude does not look for shortcuts. It understands that consistency is the secret behind all meaningful achievements. When you show up every day, even in small ways, you build momentum. And momentum creates miracles that motivation alone cannot. Equally important is the attitude you bring to your failures. Life will not always unfold the way you expect. Sometimes you will fall short, sometimes you will misjudge, and sometimes you will face consequences that you did not anticipate. But failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of it. A constructive attitude treats failure as a teacher, not a punishment. It asks, "What is this showing me?" instead of "Why did this happen?" With such a mindset, every setback becomes a stepping stone, every mistake becomes a lesson, and every disappointment becomes preparation for something greater. Your attitude shapes how you treat your own journey. Too often, people compare their pace with others. They look at someone else's progress and feel discouraged, but a healthy attitude reminds you that each person is climbing a different mountain. Your path is unique, your timing is unique, your lessons are unique. When you honor your own journey instead of measuring it against someone else's, you develop resilience and contentment. You learn to celebrate others without doubting yourself. There will also be times when your attitude will influence not just your life, but the lives of others. Without realizing it, your positivity may give someone hope. Your patience may soothe someone's anxieties. Your kindness may heal someone's wounds. Your strength may inspire someone to keep going. The energy you carry becomes part of the environment you create for others. When your attitude is uplifting, your presence becomes a source of comfort and inspiration. A conscious attitude also helps you see opportunities in ordinary moments. While others may overlook simplicity, you begin to appreciate it. The quiet morning air, a meaningful conversation, a small achievement, a moment of rest, these become sources of joy when your attitude is full of gratitude. Life becomes richer not by acquiring more, but by appreciating more. This shift in perspective adds depth to your days and contentment to your heart. Ultimately, your attitude shapes the direction of your entire journey. It influences how you love, how you lead, how you learn, and how you live. When you cultivate an attitude rooted in wisdom, patience, gratitude, and courage, you transform not only your circumstances, but also your character. You begin to choose growth over comfort, understanding over judgment, peace over conflict, and purpose over distraction. And slowly, without even realizing it, your inner world becomes your greatest strength. When you start seeing your attitude as the silent force shaping every experience, you naturally begin to handle situations with deeper awareness. Instead of rushing into conclusions, you pause and listen, not to respond, but to understand. This quiet strength allows you to navigate life with a calm that others may not fully comprehend. You realize that you don't need to match the chaos of the world. You can rise above it by choosing stillness. And in that stillness, clarity emerges. Clarity brings direction, and direction brings confidence. A strong attitude also helps you interpret life's delays with patience. Sometimes you feel ready for a breakthrough, yet doors remain closed. In such moments, frustration may try to cloud your mind. But a grounded attitude reminds you that what is meant for you will always arrive at the right time. Just as seeds planted in fertile soil take time to break through the surface, your efforts need time to manifest. Instead of doubting yourself, you learn to trust the timing. You keep nurturing your dreams, knowing that every small step is preparing you for the moment when everything aligns. There will be days when even your best efforts feel unnoticed. You may give your all, yet receive little appreciation. That is when your attitude becomes a protector of your purpose. It whispers, "Do it not for applause, but for the integrity of your own heart." When your actions come from sincerity rather than a desire for recognition, you develop an inner freedom that cannot be taken away. You stop depending on external validation and start finding joy in the act of giving your best. And ironically, people begin to notice you more because your authenticity shines without seeking attention. A meaningful attitude also helps you transform ordinary routines into acts of mindfulness. Something as simple as preparing a meal, cleaning your room, or working on a task becomes an opportunity to practice presence. When you bring full awareness into daily activities, you stop rushing through life and start living it. You discover that peace is not found in extraordinary moments, but in the way you embrace ordinary ones. This shift in attitude makes life feel less like a race and more like a journey filled with moments of quiet richness. Equally important is the attitude you adopt in your communication with others. Words have the power to heal or harm, uplift or discourage. A thoughtful attitude helps you speak with kindness even when conversations become difficult. It helps you listen with empathy even when opinions differ. It helps you respond with maturity even when someone else reacts impulsively. The ability to stay composed in emotionally charged moments is not weakness. It is emotional wisdom. It shows that your peace is not easily shaken, that you have trained your inner world to remain steady no matter the noise around you. Your attitude also influences your relationship with uncertainty. Life rarely offers guarantees, and the unknown can feel intimidating. But a courageous attitude sees uncertainty not as a threat, but as a space filled with possibilities. When you carry faith instead of fear, you walk into the unknown with a sense of curiosity rather than anxiety. You begin to understand that uncertainty often leads you to discoveries you would never encounter otherwise. Instead of retreating, you take mindful steps forward, trusting that clarity will arrive as you move. A strong attitude teaches you the value of self-reflection, taking time to look within, examining your fears, desires, habits, and patterns helps you refine your mindset. You start catching negative thoughts before they influence your actions. You start recognizing triggers that drain your energy. You start identifying beliefs that no longer serve your growth. Self-reflection becomes a tool that sharpens your awareness and deepens your maturity. With each session of honest introspection, your attitude becomes more aligned with the best version of yourself. Another essential aspect of attitude is resilience. Life will test you, sometimes gently, sometimes harshly. Plans may fall apart, relationships may shift, and expectations may not be met. But a resilient attitude reminds you that you have the strength to rebuild, redirect, and rise. You become like a tree that bends in the wind but does not break. You adapt without losing your roots. Challenges no longer intimidate you, they strengthen you. You start viewing difficulties as chapters of your story rather than the end of it. Your attitude also shapes how you treat your future. Some people fear the future because they dwell on what could go wrong. But a positive attitude sees the future as a canvas of opportunities waiting to be painted. Instead of imagining obstacles, you imagine possibilities. Instead of preparing for failure, you prepare for growth. This mindset draws better experiences into your life because your actions naturally align with hope rather than fear. You move forward with purpose, not hesitation. The right attitude also teaches you that rest is not laziness but nourishment. Many people exhaust themselves trying to meet expectations, forgetting that even the strongest mind needs time to recharge. A wise attitude values rest as much as effort. It understands that a tired mind cannot think clearly, a tired heart cannot feel deeply, and a tired body cannot perform effectively. By honoring rest, you replenish your strength and return to your journey with renewed clarity and enthusiasm. Over time, you begin to see that your attitude influences your entire vibration, the energy you carry, the choices you make, the opportunities you attract, and the relationships you build. When your attitude radiates authenticity, gratitude, honesty, and compassion, life mirrors these qualities back to you. You start experiencing harmony where there once was conflict, clarity where there once was confusion, and courage where there once was doubt. Your inner transformation begins shaping your outer reality, proving that the journey toward a stronger attitude is one of the most meaningful journeys you can ever undertake.